All right, hello. The purpose of this video is to show you how to transfer students' grades from someone else's gradebook, or when you get a new student in your class in the middle of the semester, how can you bring their grades into your gradebook? So you actually have quite a few options here, and it depends on what it is exactly you are looking for. So as you'll see, I have a student, Joe Doe, who is new to my class. He came in September. He was not here for our two August assignments. So what I need to do is decide on what I want his grade to look like moving forward. So there's a few options, like I said. Option number one is to come into where it says manage and go to students. And you are going to find your student and you'll have a list of all of your students. I only have one in my class, but you'll have, of course, all of your students for that class. And you're going to come over here to where it says details. This is supposed to be under transfer grade. So I'm going to click on details. When you open this up, you'll see that you have your first option of what you can do with this student. So let's say this student transferred over to your class and he had a 75% in his old class. Well, here you can type in the number 75, and that's going to make everything that he did before he came into your classroom, it's going to make all of those grades 75%. Now, if you're unsure of what his grade was, you can look over here, and these are all the grade books that Joe is in. So I obviously don't have another math grade book because I don't have any, I'm not in a school. But you would see like his old math grade book here, and you can see what his score is here. Or, of course, you can ask the teacher what he did. So 75% is what he's coming into my class with. So that's going to be his grade at the start of my new grade book. So I'm putting 75 there, and I'm going to click save, and I'm going to show you what that does. So when you go back, so you'll see the number 75 is there. When you go back to scores by class, you will see that any assignment before Joe is transferred into your classroom is now marked at a 75%. Now you have to think this through. Is that actually what you want? Because the 75% was his grade, but do you have categories? Did you weight things differently? So if that's the case, then you're going to want to do a different option. So in that case, you're going to come over here to manage, and you're going to write back to students, and you're going to go into that same spot, details. And I still need this default percentage, but I can actually break it down by category. So let's say that my homework, when I printed out his grade report, it showed me that his homework was an 80 and his classwork was a 90, but his assessments were down in the 50 range. So now I can be a little more specific with my assignments. So when I click on save, I can then go back into my scores by class, and I can see he had an 80 because these two assignments are homework assignments. So they're 80. If I had an assessment in here, he would have a 50 on that assessment. All right, so this is going to be much more specific with each category that you have in your classroom. And if you do a weighted scoring, that's probably what you should input into his scores. There is one more option. I'd like to show you what that one looks like. So let's say that your student that transferred into your class he has the exact same assignments in your class that he did in his other class. So you and your partner teacher are working very closely together, and every assignment that you put in, your partner teacher also put in, or they're very similar, so you can kind of put those in. You can actually just come in here. So I'm going to get rid of this transfer. I'm going to get rid of this. Get rid of all of these things so this doesn't affect his score. And what I can do instead is just change his start date. So I know his start date in my class was September 5th, but I want those other assignments to be active. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make his start date be 8/14, right? Our first day of school, or 15, 8/15 was our first day of school. I'm going to make that the start date. And now with this student, when I come up here to scores by class, you'll see these are now available for me to put in scores. So that is another way you can transfer scores, and you would have to do that for all of the scores in your gradebook if you want to just give him scores that match up with the scores he had before. So you'll notice there is no option for you to just take all of the grades and assignments that he had in his old class and transfer those over, it's just a couple of different ways. And it depends on what you are looking for when you are trying to get his grade to become accurate and reflect exactly what he's done in his math class so far before he went into yours. All right, I hope that helps. Have a good day.